I'm having a hard time keeping track of all this. I mean, I need you to understand how many grift lanes are open simultaneously here. And we're going to go through some of them, and I'm going to keep score, right? Lane 1, drones. Eric Trump, Donald Trump Jr., they're backing a drone company called carveouts. We've talked about this before. The U.S. Air Force signed a contract to buy drones from this company. And their father is running an unauthorized war in Iran that has created urgent taxpayer-funded demand for drones. Exactly that product. Richard Painter, George W. Bush's own White House ethics lawyer, not a Democrat, W's guy, said that this is going to be the first family of a president to make a lot of money off of war, a war that he didn't get the consent of Congress for. Then, lane 2, this one's also breaking, tungsten in Kazakhstan. Stay with me here. Don Jr. and Eric quietly bought into a construction company called Skyline Builders last August. And it was through a shell vehicle called Dominari Securities, and it was a subsidiary. They added to that position later in October. But Financial Times did some reporting and showed what they were actually buying into. And Financial Times was very careful with how they said this, and I'm going to try to follow that line. They bought into a company that would soon merge with a mining group called carveouts Capital. Carveouts just secured development rights to what experts are calling the largest known undeveloped tungsten resource in the world, in Kazakhstan. And it's backed by $1.6 billion in U.S. government support from an Export-Import Bank and the Development Finance Corporation. And if you're wondering what tungsten does, why it's important, it goes into armor-piercing bullets and kinetic energy missiles. It is, in the words of a mining analyst quoted by Financial Times, the anointed, obscure object of desire in the Pentagon right now. They want it at all prices. The CEO of carveouts, they told Financial Times that he received direct assistance from President Trump, Rubio, and Lutnick to secure this mine. And Financial Times was really, really careful when they reported this. It was actually frustratingly careful. They're not known for making wild accusations here, and they were required to put this sentence in, and I'm going to say it too. There is no suggestion that Donald Trump Jr. and Eric Trump knew that Cove was on the cusp of securing a contract from their father's U.S. administration when they made their initial investments. I think you just read that disclaimer and it tells you everything you need to know. And there's people in the comments there on that article, on the Financial Times website saying it. There it is. I'm suggesting it right now. The disclaimer tells you everything you need to know. And this is a newspaper that's not some political rag. It's not out there trying to form opinions. They are talking about currency tables and bond yields. And by the way, if you go back and look at the press release that announced this merger, it did not mention either Trump brother. Not mentioned. They are passive investors, quiet, silent investors. But when you connect the dots, they somehow got into a Kazakh tungsten company, and tungsten is the product that the Pentagon wants at all prices right now, right after Daddy Trump's Secretary of State helped secure a deal for a tungsten mine. And then in lane 3, this was actually pretty good news. I've been covering the prediction markets and how the Trump family is intertwined in this unregulated market. But the Senate just voted to ban members of the Senate from trading on prediction markets, which confirms, in my opinion, that members of Congress were most certainly doing it. They were betting on outcomes that they controlled. Now, the ban, it falls short. It does not cover the president, his family, importantly, or cabinet officials, just members of the Senate, presumably to clear out competition, right? But to me, these are 3 lanes that have all converged all in 1 week. Drones, tungsten, insider betting, and all flowing through the same family, while dad's running the country and an illegal war. And I say this all the time, and it's not bad for a dishonest day's work.